Long before the pyramids of Mesoamerica were mapped, a silent, monumental legacy was rising in the woodlands of North America. Hidden beneath the lush canopy of the Ohio River Valley lie the remnants of complex ancient societies we call the Mound Builders. These monuments weren't built by a single empire, but by distinct, overlapping cultures spanning thousands of years across the continent. Today, we are unlocking the mysteries of the two most prominent woodland societies, the brilliant Adena and the expansive Hopewell cultures. Who were these ancient engineers? How did they move millions of baskets of earth to shape the very landscape itself? Welcome to our journey into the past. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore the architectural marvels of early America. Our story begins around 1000 BCE with the Adena culture. They were among the first in this region to transition from a strictly hunter-gatherer lifestyle to a more settled existence, cultivating native plants like sunflower, squash, and marsh elder. With stable food sources, the Adena began to establish semi-permanent villages, marked by circular wooden structures covered with thick bark roofs. But their most enduring legacy is their monumental earthworks. The Adena are famous for building massive conical burial mounds across the landscape. Building these mounds was an act of immense devotion. Without wheels or beasts of burden, the Adena moved the earth entirely by hand. Laborers carried thousands of woven baskets filled with soil, carefully layering them over decades or even centuries to honor the dead. One of the most famous surviving structures is the Grave Creek Mound in West Virginia, towering an incredible 60 feet into the sky. Inside these sacred mounds, archaeologists have discovered a wealth of artifacts that give us a window into their deeply spiritual worldview. The Adena often buried their elite with beautifully crafted objects, including tubular stone pipes used for smoking native tobacco during rituals. They also carved small, intricately designed stone tablets. The engraved patterns, often featuring raptors or abstract shapes, were likely used to stamp, clothing or even human skin with natural pigments. These symbols suggest a complex cosmology tied to animal spirits and the heavens. Their societies were likely led by shamans or spiritual leaders who mediated between the earthly realm and the spirits of the natural world. As the centuries passed, the Adena influence began to wane around 200 CE, but their cultural DNA didn't simply vanish forever. Instead, it evolved, giving rise to an even more expansive and influential phenomenon that would completely transform the North American continent. This new era brings us to the Hopewell tradition, a cultural explosion of art, trade, and engineering that dwarfed its predecessors. Emerging around 100 BCE, the Hopewell culture wasn't a single unified tribe, but a vast, interconnected network of diverse indigenous peoples. At the heart of this network was the Hopewell Interaction Sphere, a massive trading system stretching across the modern United States. This network moved exotic goods over thousands of miles. Copper traveled from the Great Lakes and shimmering mica from the Appalachians. Obsidian was brought all the way from Yellowstone, while marine shells and shark teeth were carried up from the warm Gulf Coast. These rare materials were brought to master artisans in the Ohio Valley, who crafted some of the most breathtaking artifacts of antiquity. They hammered copper into intricate breastplates and geometric cutouts. They sliced delicate mica into the shapes of human hands, birds, and serpents. One of their signature creations was the effigy pipe. Carved from pipestone, these depicted local wildlife with astonishing realism and detail. But the true masterpiece of the Hopewell was their landscape architecture. They moved beyond simple conical mounds to construct vast geometric enclosures. These weren't just mounds, they were perfect circles, squares, and octagons spanning hundreds of acres, built with a staggering understanding of geometry. The Newark earthworks in Ohio is a prime example. Its massive octagonal and circular earthen walls stretch for over 2 square miles. Even more incredible is their astronomical alignment. The Hopewell aligned the walls and gateways of Newark precisely with the complex lunar cycle. This cycle takes 18.6 years to complete. Tracking it required generations of dedicated observation, recording, and supreme mathematical skill. These vast geometric spaces were not cities or forts. Archaeologists believe they were immense ceremonial centers, gathering places for different tribes. Pilgrims may have traveled hundreds of miles to these sacred sites for feasts, religious rituals, marriages, and the burial of honored leaders. For hundreds of years, the Hopewell network thrived, bringing unprecedented peace and cultural exchange to the ancient woodlands of the American Midwest. But history is constantly shifting. Around 400 CE, the grand geometric construction stopped. The sprawling trade networks began to break apart and fade. The exact cause of the Hopewell decline remains one of North American archaeology's great mysteries. There is no evidence of violent warfare or invasion. Some scientists point to climate change. A period of cooler temperatures may have shortened growing seasons, putting severe stress on local food supplies. Others suggest the introduction of the bow and arrow or the shift toward intensive corn agriculture fundamentally changed how these communities organized. As populations became more tied to local cornfields, the need for vast, continent-spanning alliances and massive ceremonial gathering places may have vanished. The people did not disappear. Their descendants shifted into the late woodland period, living in smaller, fortified villages rather than open ceremonial centers. Later cultures, like the Mississippians who built the great city of Cahokia, would adopt mound building, but their flat-topped mounds served a different purpose. The Mississippians built their homes and elevated temples directly on top of their mounds, contrasting with the purely ceremonial enclosures of the ancient Hopewell. Despite centuries of plowing and modern development, many of the original Adena and Hopewell earthworks still stand as testaments to their brilliant builders. These ancient engineers left us no written records, but their vibrant art, expansive trade, and monumental geometry speak volumes about their sophisticated world. The next time you look at the American landscape, remember the millions of baskets of earth moved by the hands of these ancient visionaries. Thank you for watching this journey into the ancient Americas. Please like, subscribe, and leave